What's up, guys? We're going to be back up here again. We are talking about some more DC. Uh, Season 6 has just recently ended for The Flash, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about it with you guys. Give my thoughts on it, what I thought about it, what was my initial reaction to the entirety of this season, and it's kind of back and forth with this season. It was all right, but like it was not the best. There was a lot of cliffhangers that was in this season. It was really it just really made you kind of wonder what exactly is going on. And I think Flash for me has been going up and down for me wanting to watch the show to not wanting to watch it, and it just goes back and forth because honestly, again, everyone was like, oh, we're gonna, it was pretty much the liftoff for Crisis, and that's pretty much what it was about. Was, oh, Barry's gonna die in Crisis. Barry's gonna die in Crisis, and he didn't die. It was stupid the way that they did this. Was like, oh, Barry's gonna die in Crisis, and he didn't die. It was the '90s version of Flash. So I think it was really stupid how they just kept going back and forth of, oh, Barry's gonna die, Barry's gonna die, and he didn't. And also, which is interesting to a point. Now, I'm not going to go with every single episode, but I am going to go into key points of the series. Now, there was character growth in this season. There was massive character growth. I think the two ones that had the massive character growth, what I definitely have to say, it was between Frost and probably Elongated Man. I mean, because I think Frost had the most. And again, I love Danielle Panabaker. She's amazing as Frost, as Caitlin. There was a lot of character progression. I will say that. And Ralph, we get to see, of course, him going after his job. Of course, he finds out he's been chasing after, and of course, she becomes the villain. So he pretty much kind of helps trying to bring her back from not being a bad person. And I think it's really cool because he also, it's kind of like his Catwoman to his Batman with this character that we do get to know. And the reason why, the main reason why we get to see all these different characters kind of come about this season. And also with Nash, because we also get to see a lot with Nash. And I find it really cool that between Nash, Caitlin, / Frost, / Ralph, they had a lot of character progression in this. We really got to see that between, of course, I want to say the best part was seeing, of course, with Ralph giving her, aka Frost, the life coach. And I thought that was pretty cool. I found that was really awesome to do. I thought that was very interesting also because he was trying to show her, look, you may be an alternate personality, but you can live your own life. And I found that really cool. I thought it was really interesting of how Frost really became her own person aside from Caitlin, that she was wanting to do her own thing, dress a certain way, birthday, party, of course, have similar friends, but also live her life the way she wanted and have her own interests aside from Caitlyn's. So I thought that was pretty cool. Ralph, again, he had kind of his own Catwoman deal within this season. Some of the episodes was kind of drawn out, I will say that. But I think it was really cool that we got to see that. Now, I got to say this, and of course with the elephant in the room, this whole thing with Carver and his wife and all this. I just found that really, really annoying. I found that more annoying than anything else. I think the villains in this was absolutely horrible. The whole Mira sign at the end where, of course, she kills her husband, and of course they were trying to protect him from assassins, and the guy was just an absolute douche, and I think that he needed to die anyway. But at the same time, we do see where I'm kind of like, okay, well, who really cares? And at the same time, Barry gets crap from Nash about, oh, well, he's still seeing the other Welleses. And honestly, my favorite Wells, to be honest, is, of course, the one that they call Harry. That's my favorite Wells. And he said, like, oh, the other Barry would not have done that, or the Barry I know wouldn't have done that. And so it was kind of back and forth of Nash trying to redeem himself in this season, of course, letting the Anti-Monitor out, destroying the multiverses, and him trying to deal with that. And then, of course, with Allegra being the kind of like stepdaughter, he never had in his own world, and he really kind of went back and forth of trying to make things right. So I thought it was cool that he was trying to redeem himself, but at the same time, he got to be kind of annoying. And I really loved all the Wells. Now, again, there's been different Wellses in every single season, and they all rub off on you sooner or later. So he has kind of rubbed off on me, but I found it really interesting that he was the main cause of the multiverse being destroyed and the cause of how this all happened. Now, the Mirrorverse, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. The Mirrorverse, I think, was absolutely stupid. The whole fake Iris and the fake thing, because the entire time I'm thinking, y'all do not know this is Iris. You seriously do not consider, with the way her mannerisms is, her attitude, everything, y'all are either... And they made him look stupid, and I didn't like that. I mean, because obviously Barry, Cisco, Joe, and everybody else is not stupid. So why appear them to be so stupid that they can't figure it out? Oh, hey, guess what? This ain't Iris. And it took them till the last minute to figure out, oh, hey, this is Iris. And I know with the writing and everything of that nature, but it just really bugged me, because I'm like, why are they doing that? Like, why? It didn't make no sense. But at the same time, it was interesting because, again, and y'all know this, am I a big fan of Iris? No, I'm not. I mean, I think that, again, I've already said my piece on there. But I think it's finally that now that she's away from Barry, and she's, again, she's trying to become a leader over in the Mirrorverse to try to survive, and I think this may be what her character needs to survive without Barry trying to rescue her, because I would prefer if she gets out on her own rather than Barry coming to rescue her, because, again, that's like the whole thing. Barry should not always need Iris to help him, or Iris should not always need Barry to help her, and I prefer that. That's just me. I like to see character growth, but there was not a whole lot of character growth. And if anyone says that's character growth in Iris for the Mirrorverse version, I don't know what to tell you guys. I really do not agree with that. I think that is the worst kind of character growth you could do for a character, because it's not really her character. It's not her. She's stuck in the Mirrorverse, and she got played by Carver's wife, and she was, and again, it really got me, because I'm like, okay, she's been in here for this amount of years and she still can't get out. That ain't no coincidence. And then all of a sudden you realize that she's the one behind it, and I've already suspected that since like the second episode. But as the viewer, of course, you're going to be different, but in story writing, of course, you're going to draw it out and everything. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I also found out that I really liked the character Sue. She really kind of went back and forth with me. She really reminded me of Catwoman. Like I said, she really reminds me of Catwoman, with her and Ralph having that Batman thing going on. Now, I will say this. I do not trust Caitlin's mother. I do not trust her, because, again, if you guys don't remember, when she went up against her father, and Frost did that, her mother somehow, I can't remember exactly how it all happened, but I know she decided to develop powers as well. So I'm hoping they don't try to turn Frost back to being bad, because I prefer Frost to be on the right side of the table, so to speak. I prefer her to be a good villain, to be like, not really a villain, but like the anti-hero sort of, because you really don't know what Frost is really going to do, because she's always been one of those characters, very out of the box, going to do something, but she cares about her family, so to speak, Barry, Iris, Ralph, and all of them. It was good seeing Wally come back. I'm very happy that they did not kind of choke his character into coming back for a good while. I've always thought that it was better for certain seasons to leave Wally out and let him grow himself as a character, and not always have to come back and kind of be the sidekick, even though, yeah, he is a sidekick to the Flash, but sort of like what they did with Red Arsenal / Speedy and Arrow. So I'm very happy that they were able to bring him for like one episode, and he even saw there's something wrong with Iris, so I found that really interesting as well. The entirety of this season, like I said, went up and down. There was scenes in this where I think one of my favorite episodes was where we see Nash dealing with Thawne as well as with the other Welleses, and I'm sitting here, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, this is Flash. This is Flash to the core. This is what Flash started out to be. And it's like I feel like Flash has honestly lost its way, and I really feel like that. Some people feel like that. I've seen it. Other people, they've said worse things than I have. They've said better things than I have. Now, us as a fan base, I think we can all agree that not every season has been the best. Just like not every Arrow season has been the best, or Legends, or Black Lightning, or any other show that's been on there. And I honestly think that Flash as a whole, it does need to be changed a little bit. I think it needs to grow. Did it leave us on a cliffhanger? Yes, I think it's actually interesting that it left us on a cliffhanger because it gives us wondering, okay, what's going to happen. So that is my season 6 review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did not go into everything, like I said, in case you watched it. So I just went into key points, what I found very interesting as the viewer. But again, I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer. I'm not an actor. I'm just a guy that enjoys comics, DC shows, superhero stuff. And again, I like what I like, and I dislike what I dislike. You guys may agree with me. You guys may not. You guys may agree with me. You guys may not. That's cool. Let me know your thoughts about season 6 in the comments down below, guys. Let's have a actual conversation about this. Let's be very educated about this, and let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you on the next one.